Hi there. So today's video is going to be a bit of self-reflexology. We're mostly going to be working on the feet, the bottoms of the feet, but then we'll switch to a little hand reflexology to get the back of the hands, which also corresponds to the top of the feet. So we'll sort of get a little bit of a full body workout with this reflexology thing today, but we'll kind of use both parts because the hands and the feet contain all of the areas that relate to the different organs and glands and areas of the body. So let's get going. So we'll start out with the feet, and I am starting with my left foot. And so to begin with, you can make a fist with your right hand if you're working on the left foot, and I just like to cradle the left foot with my left hand, so just have it rest there. And then starting right underneath the toes, I just do a little knuckle roll. So I just sort of press and release and press and release, just kind of pre-warming things up a little bit, getting some blood flowing. And then I'll just kind of press all the way down. And you can take your knuckle and you can go either up and down or you can go side to side. I think this way it works a little bit better to go up and down. So just starting at the base of the heel, I just sort of knuckle walk, and I'm just kind of inchworming my way up with my knuckle along the heel, pressing in, releasing, then pressing in, releasing, just slightly moving up each time. And I try to cover the whole heel, kind of imagining that there's a line from each toe, and I sort of take each line as I can. And so when I'm done there, then we're going to thumb walk through the rest of the foot. But for time purposes, we'll double thumb walk. So you'll put your thumbs together like this, and your fingers will come over the top of the foot. And you'll just, again, from the top of the heel, you'll just kind of thumb walk. And so for the big toe, this first line, I just kind of do both thumbs along that line. And so I just press in and release, press in, release, inchworming my way up, all the way up into the toe, all the way to the top. And then I take my thumbs, and since we're double thumb walking, I'm going to kind of put, this is my left thumb, I'm putting it right about at the base where if I come down from the second toe, come all the way down to the heel, and then I take my right thumb, go to the third toe, the middle toe, come all the way down. So now each thumb is going to walk up a line. So we're just going to thumb walk up. You don't have to press very hard. We're just sort of stimulating everything, and it just feels good. So now my left thumb comes to where the fourth line is, and my right thumb is at the fifth line. And so then we'll just walk up, walk, thumb, walk, all the way up. You can pause if you feel some sensitive areas, maybe just give it a little bit of an extra press. Okay, so we thumb walked all our way through a lot of the organs of the body, and I'm not going to go into a lot of the theory behind reflexology. We're just doing a little quick self-treatment. So now let's just do a little bit of stretching for the toes. So using whichever hand you like, I like to just bend the toes forward. So you see, like, now you see the knuckles of my toes, and then I bend them back, flexing them back. So just add a little bit of movement here. You might have been sitting for a long time, just create some movement. And then using your thumb and forefinger, I use my thumb and a couple fingers, maybe the second through fourth. I take a hold of the toes, and starting with the big toe and the second toe, I kind of just stretch them back and forth. I'll just move them so you can see what I'm doing. And then I stretch them apart. And then I'll even kind of move them in front of each other. So and not everybody's going to have the same kind of movement, but sometimes just creating some kind of movement is better than nothing. And this area can relate to some of the neck areas. So I kind of like to imagine that we're doing some neck stretches and some neck mobility here, but with our toes. So I just kind of move along to each section, stretching forward and back, out to the side, and across each other until we get all the way to the end. And then I like to take my thumb and fingers, and I'm starting at the fifth toe and the fourth, and I've got sort of supporting each bone, okay, and the knuckle, around the knuckle. And then I just sort of move a little bit. So it's like I'm moving in between, it's not so much the toes, but as it comes down into the foot, just creating some mobility into that metatarsal area. And then I move inwards a bit to the next part, and then to the next, and then finally in between the big toe and that second toe, just creating some movement. And then again, we take our thumb and second and third fingers, and we just sort of play with we wiggle the piggies a little bit. So you just hold on to the big toe, give it a little bit of a pull, circle one way, circle the other. Then you move to the second toe, circle and circle. Third toe, pull, circle, circle, pull, circle, circle, and then pull, circle, and circle. Then we take our thumb and forefinger, and we're going to come right underneath the pinky toe, and we're just going to kind of pinch along the edge of the foot. So just a gentle pinching, just kind of stimulating the area there. And then we're going to come to the inside of the foot now. And the inside of the foot relates to the spinal area. So we'll come up here at the top of the big toe, and you'll find where the bone is on the side. So the side of the bone. And so you'll just sort of thumb walk down all the way down from the big toe, and you'll just kind of follow the bone. So you'll just sort of follow that bony landmark, coming around the side of the foot. I'm just going to move my foot. You don't have to do this. Just coming along, following that bone. It comes up a little bit. And then it kind of peaks right about here. At least it does on me. And then I kind of follow it in an arc down to the center of the heel. All right. Then we're going to make a sort of a breaking bread movement, as if you were going to tear off a part of a loaf of bread. And so one hand goes here, other hand goes here. Let's see what's the best way to show this. Let me go like this. So I've got my fingers over the top of the foot, fingers over the top of the foot, and then I'm just going to, see, I'm pressing forward, pressing. So it's just kind of a rotational sort of a thing. And you can do this all along. Just a little bit of a massage, a little bit of a twist for that spinal area of the foot. And then just finish up with a quick little all over, just whatever kind of little massage might feel good. All right, shake the hands out, and we'll move to the other side. All right, so now this is my right foot, and I'll take that knuckle again, and I'll come up to the top just under the toes, just do a little knuckle roll. I'm going to move a little bit faster on this side, but you can always feel free to pause the video, or you can even slow it down. You can slow down videos on YouTube. And then knuckle roll all the way back up. Actually, I may not go fast. I might just enjoy this treatment with you. So sort of smooth that down. Then we're going to do a little knuckle roll. So take one knuckle. You can choose whatever knuckle you like. And we'll just cover the heel portion with the knuckle. This area tends to be a little bit tougher, so it can stand a little bit more pressure. But again, even if you just use a light pressure, you're still kind of stimulating the area, bringing some blood, bringing some circulation. This area relates to some of the pelvic and, the kind of the pelvic region. This little line right above here would be the the iliac crest at the top of the hips, and then from here to about the middle of the foot is the intestinal area. So, like, if you think about this middle part being the waist, think about what's in between, say, maybe the belly button and the iliac crest. And so you can imagine some of the organs that are in there might be stimulated here. And then from this waistline, about the center of the foot here, to this arch, which is considered to be like the underneath the rib cage, you've got some more vital organs in here, like the liver on one side, the stomach on the other, kidneys. So then, again, this arch right here is like the arch of the rib cage and the diaphragm, so the diaphragm line. And then in between this line and this line, which is the shoulder line, you've got things like the lungs and the heart, and I think also thymus. So then you've got the shoulder line here, and then you think about the neck reflexes being here. This is almost like, if you look at it, it's like, oh, look, this is like a head, and then this is a neck. So you can think about the neck and head, sinuses, brain, etc. in there. So that's what you can think about in terms of what we're dealing with. But we're also just dealing with the foot, and the foot does a lot for us in the day, and so we're just giving a little bit of love and relaxation, and if it can help the rest of our body, then that's a good thing too, right? So let's do the thumb walk along those lines. So we're going to double the thumbs up again, and the fingers are going to come around the foot, and so let's double thumb walk up that big toe line, going all the way up to the tip of the big toe. And then, let's see, this is my right thumb, and it's going to go to about that second toe line, and my left thumb is going to come to the third line, and let's just double thumb walk up. And it helps if you can take some nice deep breaths as you're doing this. Try not to get overly concentrated, overly serious about these things. Just breathe and feel the nice release that you get in the feet. Coming all the way up the fourth and fifth toes. And so now that we're here, let's just add a little bit of movement for those toes. So you can bend them in, flex them back. Just create what kind of movement works for you. We've all got different builds, different needs. And so then let's see, we're going to wiggle the toes forward and back, stretch them out to the side, almost like a little split, and then see if you can cross them a bit. Just add some movement. Feel that stretch. This is my favorite part, this wiggling of the toes. Not so much the wiggling, but the stretching, because I feel like it's just a really needed thing that we don't do very often. So much of the time our toes get compressed in our shoes. And so this just, I don't know, it just gives them a nice stretch. It's like toga. All right, so then we're going to move in between the bones here. So holding on, just kind of see if you can wiggle in between the toes. It's okay if you don't get a lot of movement. Keep trying this. Just see what happens. You don't have to force anything. If something doesn't work for you, just move on. And so then we'll wiggle the toes, give them a circle, pull and wiggle, circle, pull, circle, and then circle again, and then the last toe. All right, and then we'll gently pinch down the outer edge of the foot. I don't know if you can see that very well. I'm just kind of gently pinching. This can feel really good too. This kind of relates right here is about the shoulder reflexes, and then it moves down to the arms and then the leg. And so here then we'll thumb walk along the spinal reflex again. So you'll come to the edge of the big toe and just kind of find the side of the bone and just walk along here. Walking along, imagining that you're just working along that spine. and then curving down around here, coming down to the heel. And then we'll do the breaking bread movement again. So again, the fingers will come over the top of the foot, and we'll just kind of add a little rotation here, little spinal twist. And then finally, let's just do a quick little massage all over. And so you may have realized that we really, although we may have maybe laid our hands over the top of the foot, we didn't really do anything with it. And the top of the foot as well as the back of the hand relate to the lymphatic system, which is very important, especially for immune response. And you might be hearing about it a lot more. Well, it's just a little bit tricky to get to the lymphatic reflexes on the foot on your own, especially for video purposes. So an easier way, so you're not having to contort everything everywhere, is to work on the back of the hand. So what you can do, you can put the hand on a table, or you can just lay it right on your belly. And we'll start down here at the pinky edge. And you'll just use, now we'll just be using a fingertip pressure. So again, it's just going to be a light kind of inchworming, and you just want to feel the difference, like you press in and then you let up, press in, let up. And again, this lymphatic system, even with lymphatic massage, that is usually a very light pressure, so you don't have to use very much pressure at all. So we'll just start here right at the knuckle of the, just under the pinky finger, and let's just do a little thumb walking along that line to the wrist. And then we'll come to the ring, under the ring finger, the fourth finger, and we'll do the same thing. To the middle finger walking along this way. You can also use two together if you like, and then coming to under the pointer finger, the index finger, walking along. And then I like to use two fingers for the thumb, so you can just kind of let that thumb come up, and you come to that knuckle, just do a little thumb walking, or not thumb walking, finger walking, to the wrist. And then taking your thumb and forefinger, we're going to come in between the thumb and the index finger into this webbing, and kind of come down to the bottom of the web, and then just kind of pull. You're just sort of squeezing and pulling, and then come in between the index finger and the middle finger, come in between where there's sort of just a natural stopping place, and then pull and squeeze, or squeeze and pull. So just sort of milking this little web area, and then in between the middle finger and the ring finger, squeeze and pull, and then in between the last set of fingers, squeeze and pull, squeeze and pull. Just give that little bit of a shake out, and we'll come to the other side. So again, lay that on your belly, and we'll come to the pinky side, finger walk from the knuckle to the wrist, from the ring finger to the wrist, along the middle finger to the wrist, the index finger to the wrist, and then using two fingers cover that thumb area to the wrist, and then using the thumb and forefinger come in between the web, squeeze and pull, in between the next set of fingers, squeeze and pull, next set, squeeze and pull, and then the last set, squeeze and pull. Shake that out, and if you have some lotion, you can be done right here. You can just kind of shake things off. Hi again. Or you can take some lotion. We can just do a quick little thing for our hands and feet. So just get some lotion, put it in your hands, put it on your hands, and then you can just do a little bit of working that lotion in, just if you feel like there's some areas that you'd like to create a little bit more massage on the hands, because we didn't do that much here. I like to take each finger and just sort of twist along, so you get sort of all the sides of the finger. That always feels really good for me. Find what feels good. maybe getting in right at the base of the thumb. We might do another video just on hand massage. Okay, so we might want to get a little bit more lotion for the feet, and then put some lotion on the feet. And then as you're moisturizing the feet, you can slide those fingers in between the toes and just create a little bit of massage, because the moisturizing is going to be very good for just the health of your foot. And then the massage is going to be good for everything, because when your feet feel good, I know I feel a lot better. When your feet feel good, I feel better. When my feet feel good, I feel better. So it's really a win-win situation. And so get a little bit more lotion if you need it for the other foot. And give that foot a massage. Again, take as long as you like with this. This is a great thing to do every night before bed. You can do it while you're watching TV. Whatever. It's a great thing to do. It doesn't take too long. It's only taken a little bit more than 20 minutes, but it doesn't even have to take that long, because you probably won't be instructing somebody as you're doing it. So I hope that this has been enjoyable for you. I know I feel a lot better. My hands and feet feel good. And so I'll see you next time. Have a great day.